Hey, Boyd. How are you doing? So, I meant to record this yesterday, but I didn't. I don't even really know why I didn't. I just kind of forgot. And that kind of says a little bit about this movie, because for me, this one ended up just being a little in and out. And, well, that's never a good sign. But now, I've said time and again, I'm not a big fan of Giallos. So, in my Shutter trek, what did I come across? Something that's Giallo-like. Technically, it's not because it's not Italian. This one is from the Netherlands. That's 1988's Amsterdamned. And I'm pretty sure that is actually even the title in the Netherlands. So it's the same bad pun throughout. Yep, just double check. The original title is still Amsterdamned. Okay. So, this one takes place following a killer who is using the canals to stealth around the city and pick off lone women for the most part. There's like maybe one guy. There's a couple guys, but for the most part, lone women. Now, this killer is getting around the canals in a scuba suit. And yeah, so I will say this one did start off pretty well with them finding the first body and the first attack. So that worked for me. But when the killer's running around in a scuba suit, it just looks a little ridiculous. And this movie is rather slow. When the killer's doing his thing, it comes to life. But there's a lot of few and far betweens, and the twists for it were kind of more of a shrug. You couldn't really whodunit this one very well, just because it just turns out then who you think it is, it's someone they just knew. So it's like, okay, great. Now the gore effects in this one pretty good. Then some of the kills are interesting. Those do work for it. It keeps it better. This one did hold my attention more than a lot of Giallos do. So, kind of 50-50 on this one. So, which means I'll give this one right up the middle and go 5 MacGuffins. I will say, the Shutter version, it's the dubbed version, which really, you barely notice actually this one. The dubbing was, I will say, very good. And they actually kept some of the, kind of accents for it. So, that was working for me. Now, I kind of mentioned just the basic premise. This one's essentially mostly following a cop and his two different cops from two different divisions kind of coming together to track down this killer who's preying upon the canals while the politicians are getting on his ass by why haven't you found him? And and the killer's just doing it just cuz. So, it's interesting, but for me, it's only okay. 5 MacGuffins is the best I can do on Amsterdam. But, well, I am still glad I'm actually making my way through Shudder in this way. It does keep me watching a lot of movies I normally wouldn't have, and some movies like Amsterdam do come up on a couple classic horror lists, so I'm so glad I saw it. This is 1988, so not too old, but saying that now, the 80s were a while ago, so I don't make it like that anymore. Alright, well, that's I think all I really got on Amsterdam. I know this is kind of shorter, it wasn't too much to say. I was actually having trouble staying awake, but that's just because of the time frame I was watching it at. The movie itself, it was fine, just a little bit slow. Okay, catch you later, Boyd.